Okay, now we start the live on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Good evening. Today you have a new immersion here. We discuss about what makes a good conversation. And if you're new here and don't know about this platform, about this video, this live, by the way, Talk and Talk it's a language platform. Here we could learn about English, Spanish, Italian, French, and German. And today I am the host here. I'm not a teacher, I'm a student like you. And that's it, guy. We start with introduce yourself. Andrea, can you start introduce yourself, please?
Yes, good evening, guys. Can you hear me well? Yeah. So, my name is Andrea. I live in Guarujá, the coast of São Paulo. I've been living here for almost 40 years. It's a long time. I am administrative assistant in a Japanese restaurant. I've been working there since 2017. I am responsible for pay the bills, pay the employees, um, buy things for the restaurant, and other bureaucratic things I need to do. And in my free time, I really like listening to music, drink wine, studying English, but I need to improve a lot. Sometimes I catch myself making silly mistakes, and forgetting about the words. So, because of this, I am here every day to practice my speaking skills. That's it about myself.
Thank you, Andrea. And you, Isabel?
So, hello, girls. My name is Isabel. I'm 24 years old. I live in Florianópolis with my family. I'm a graphic designer. I'm in Talk and Talk since the beginning of 2023, practicing English. In my free time, I like read some books, watch series, and to say something different. In the night, I started to do my fantasy for my family's party in the Sunday. Sunday, I think the correct name. That's it about me. Sometimes I like to do it also. Some handmade stuffs.
Great, Isabel. And you, Camila?
I love it, Isabel. It's a curious. Hello, girls. My name is Camila. I am 40. I live in São Paulo, in the capital. I am a little lazy today. I don't know why. I don't know what's happening. Maybe it's because the weather. I don't know. Maybe I need some coffee. And I've been here in Talk and Talk as a speaker since March 24. And I am also English host here since June 24, so 1 year as a host. It's a good achievement for me. What else? I work with finance. I work as an accountant in an energy company for, I don't know, since January 24, I guess. It's a good period. I'm here because I want to improve my English speaking skills. I guess the better way to do it is about the practicing. And when we do it, we become better, I guess. So that's it about me.
Thank you, Camila. And about me, I'm Camila too. I'm living in Aracaju, Sergipe. I am 33, and I needed to remember that because it's so soon I changed my age, and sometimes I did some imagine and I said 22 or 32, but now it's 33. I work as a wax design in a moment in an outsourcing company. In my free time, I really like to play video games, watching movies and series. And sometimes I try to do something I needed is read books. But it's hard for me to have this habit. I broke all the time this habit. It's sad to say that. And I guess that's it. I like handmade things like drawing these things, but I don't have skills for made my own clothes like Isabel. It's not possible for me.
No,
I don't
but
have
the
these
the
skills.
closet I already had. I just put in
Oh,
some
okay.
some stuff on
Customize
that. So
it.
no, I don't have this ability. Probably
Okay.
I say something that you guys gotta confused, but it's just the correlation.
Okay. Camila, can you read, please, the first question?
Yes. What makes a conversation truly good or memorable for you? Maybe the storytelling can be something that makes me, I don't know, feel in touch with the conversation. Of course, the subject, if I like it, I will, I don't know, speak about it for hours, maybe. But in my opinion, the storytelling sometimes, even a boring story, makes you sometimes pay attention on it just because you want to know the end of it. So I guess storytelling, I believe.
And for you, Isabel?
Uh, well, for me, I think what Camila said about storytelling makes sense as well. But also, for me to remember that in history, I think I have to, I don't know, have in the moment some emotion like surprise or even I don't expect this thing that you said. For example, my boyfriend have a truly ability to share histories. Like he remembers some stuff from his childhood and the way that he told the history, maybe related with storytelling, as Camila said, is very interesting, and all those stories I remember because it was very fun, and also the humor. I think when the conversation have this sense of humor, you laugh about the stuffs. I think helps you to remember the conversation, the history.
Great, Isabel. And for you, Andrea?
Yes, I agree with the girls can be related to storytelling. And when you are deeply listening the other, you are pay attention, it's easier to have a good connection with the person because I don't know, you are doing your best to understand the situation, understand the history, and I think it can make the conversation memorable for you, because you put your attention in this discussion. So I think it's that.
I totally agree with this both things about connections and storytelling because when you feel like connection with the story, it's more easier for you to connect with the people and still the communication. But I guess for me, the principal thing is talk and could uh, listen, actively listen to, and then you understand the people tell you story and then you interaction with the story, Because I guess if the people tell all the story and then you still quiet, you don't say, and what happened, something like that. I guess it's not memorable because you don't participate of the story, when the people tell. And I guess this is interesting when you talk and listen the same time. But sometimes I guess for me it's more memorable when you have this type of conversation, You listen and you talk too. I guess that's it for me. Isabel, can you read the second? Please and
Sure.
answer.
Do you prefer deep conversations or light casual chats? Why? I think I prefer both because depends of the situation. Sometimes I like to have like a deep conversation about something that I'm studying and I need to have this chat with someone, or even a philosophical topic, some book that I read and I want to share. I don't know. But in the other cases, I like to have a casual chat in a bar with friends, or even with my family as well and friends, I don't know, in another places. Because I think in those situations, like casual chats, is good to have this entertainment moment with people that you like and just say something simple but can make you laugh or even become more happy.
Thanks, Isabel. And for you, Andrea?
I think I prefer both, because depending on the situation as well, depending on the the place, it's impossible to have a deep conversation. So in this case, I really like the casual one. I believe that's important. And for example, when you are in a place that you have a lot of workmates, sometimes it's not good, in my opinion, okay, guys, to have a deep conversation. In this case, I like to have a casual one. But with my family, my friends, my husband, my mom, I really like deep ones as well. But I believe that depending on my mood, because sometimes I am not in a mood to have deep conversation. I don't want to listen to anyone. I don't want to discuss. So depending on my mood, as I said.
I totally agree with you, Andrea. For me, I guess sometimes people try a deep conversation and then the only thing you want is go home and be quiet. And then in this case, it's sad because sometimes you're not prepared for it. You needed to have the energy to deep conversation. And sometimes it's not the correct time, I guess, and I totally agree with you. And for you, Camila.
Girls, I guess I think depends of the group. Today we had a meeting, a global meeting in the company, and people were like, "Oh, and how about your weekend? And how about your daughter? And how about your kids?" And you feel like, let's go, oh my gosh. And then sometimes we force a situation like, let's go direct to the point. And in a work environment, I guess, always we have the casual. Of course, we have some peers that we want to discuss gossipy and other things. But in general, casual conversation in a work environment, but I have some close friends that I really love to discuss DP conversation about, I don't know, aliens and whatever, something that it's almost impossible to imagine. And oh, tell me, what do you think about this and that? So I love to have this kind of conversation. But of course, this must to be in a small group because they cannot judge me. And I believe on in this person, but in fact I guess most of the time we have casual conversation or light, just discussing about the weather and whatever, just I don't know, to break the ice. This is the harder thing, but I prefer of course the deep conversation.
Yes, and I don't know why American people like to break their ice with the weather all the time when I talk with these guys. Because I don't know why I hate to talk about that because I don't have a winter in my city. Like I said, 25, it's winter for me. Yeah, so no existe the weather here. It's the same. It's hot all the time. And when I listen this thing, in my brain I say, oh God, again this
Yeah.
them. I guess it's so boring. Andrea, can you read the next one or choose?
Yes. Who do you talk to when you need real advice or support? Um, I don't know. It's a difficult question, because I think I have people around me that I can discuss different things, even though when I need an advice, for example, I have friends that I can count on to give me really good advice. I have my family as well. So maybe I can pick some friends, of course, my husband, but in a generic way. Um, and I have two aunts that it's really close to me that I can count on all the time. So maybe this person, and a friend I have some friends here on Talk and Talk as well that I consider that can give me support and advice as well.
Thank you, Andrea. And for you, Camila?
Oh my gosh, I don't know how to answer that question because I'm not the person who used to do it, to seek for a real advice or support. I spend weeks or months suffering alone. It's hard to asking a real support or advice from the others because I think I am bothering the other person, like, oh, can you give me 1 minute and give me a real advice? And then I think it's not so good. I always felt like, oh my gosh, the person is so worried and I don't need to waste her time or his time speaking about this. Most of the time, I just try to do it by myself. I don't seek for a real advice. Maybe when it is really, really something that I can share, for example, I don't know, uh, even a jobby advice is not so good. Maybe a book, for example. If I want to read a book, oh, tell me a book. Maybe this could be a good advice. Here in Talk and Talk, we always have good tips about books and movies. So maybe this could be something. But in general, something about my life, it's hard to seek for a advice or support. I'm not this kind of person.
And for you, Isabel?
Well, for me, I think my mom and dad and my boyfriend, because they know me better. And I know that if I want some opinion about something, I can count with them. But also depends of the situation. I know that I can count with some friends as well. Like for specific topics, I can share with them and then listen some opinions. Sometime I heard about something related with this that we have different friends for each situation. Like we have a friend for go to a bar, and we have a friend to, I don't know, play some video games, and we have a friends to do some sport. I don't know if it's really really true for our cases, but I think it makes sense because I don't know, compared to my life, I know that I have some friends for do some specific stuffs that we have in common, but also we like different some other stuffs. And if we related these to advices that we need, maybe we can consider like some friends can give you some advices than others can't do it because they are different, and you know that. No, maybe makes sense as well.
Yes, I totally agree. For me, it's the same. Exist some friends, I tell something, but I guess I have something very similar, like Camila said. I take my own decision in most part of the things. For example, my work, my career. Some I don't like. For example, my hair. If I don't like a cut, I never said, "Oh, man, it's good idea to cut my hair. This type of thing I never do that. But about when I was more younger, I tell with my friend, it's my best friend. I grow up with her, and that she's my neighborhood. So we are friends about 30 years because it's all my life. And sometimes I take some advice with her, but I guess about choice things, I always choice about myself because I am the only guilt about my choice, I guess. It's important to have these responsibilities about your choice. I guess that's it for me. But I like to talk about the life with my friends. But I guess not like advice now because I guess after the therapy, now I could choose my things by myself, I guess. But about some specific things, sometimes I did, like Isabel said, about specific people in the family or friends. I guess it's important. Uh, Now it's Camila. Can you choose
Yes.
one question? I don't know
Mm.
why I'm tired. I guess because we have a holiday the Tuesday, right? I hope for this. I waited. Go ahead,
Let me
Camila.
see. Mm, what do you usually talk about with your closest friends? Oh my gosh. Uh, Looks like I have a specific friend for each occasion. I have a friend to discuss politician, religion, football, and I have a different money. And then sometimes we had this meeting with all my friends together, and it's almost impossible because maybe we would fight in some moments, but I have a specific friend for each occasion. I have a friend to discuss about. Tell me about your life, your books. Are you going to the gym? Tell me about your breakfast and whatever. Random questions always. And I always have a friend like speaking about life. Oh, we are becoming old, and yes, we need to pay attention, take care of our parents, and this kind of conversation. It's interesting because I am the person who can speak about each subjects. I don't care about it. I can and I are really interesting about it because I want to listen. I want to learn more. And then I have some friends from different careers about lawyers and engineer, entrepreneur, and I guess it's always interesting to listen to them because I always look for a new perspective of my life, and then I try to be in touch with different people, not my always my closest friends, but I can speak about every I don't know subject. I don't have a specific one, but most of the time we discussed about future. Oh, we want to, I don't know, if I want to open my own company, something like this, and we have this kind of conversation, discussed about the work environment in Brazil, home office, and other things. I was having a conversation with a friend right now about this home office, and then she spent 3 hours today in the traffic jam, and we were discussing about it, why this is necessary until now. So we always have this kind of conversation about LinkedIn and experience about life. So I always discussed about it almost every day.
Thank you, Camila. And for you, Isabel.
Yeah, for me, I think it's the same. I have a group for discuss religion and other aspects of relationships, and another one that I can discuss about politician and another topics that are related with philosophical ones, I think. Uh, but I think what Camila said about always are that you can be always like a listener. I think it's a good one, and actually, maybe I have to exercise more because sometimes, like, you will talk about different topics with your friends, but sometimes maybe you will listen something that you don't like too much because it's different from your opinion. But I think in that situation we can exercise um this stuff like listen the other opinions. Okay, you don't agree, but stay calm and just have a conversation and listen the another point of view. I think it's very important. It's something that I have to practice more, but I think it's important with that. Like you can be a friend to someone that have a different opinion, simple for simple stuffs, and have a good conversation. I think it's possible too.
Thank you, Isabel. And for you, Andrea.
Yes, for me it's the same, guys. I have friends to discuss about different things, and I don't know, maybe with my family I can share some things that I can't do with my friends and vice versa. You know, sometimes we have friends and we can be really open, but for with some members of our family we can't. So it's really interesting to think about that, you know. And of course, we learn a lot when we have an activity listening, you know. Even though I don't know how to discuss about everything, but every time that you have an opportunity to have a great conversation with someone, I believe that we are learning something different, you know. So, in my idea, it's the best part of the communication itself, you know. So, the opportunity to learn something new. So, that's it.
Yes, I totally agree, and I guess it's the same for me. Exist different groups of friends, and I don't have the same then. So I guess it's the same. I couldn't have these same friends in the same space because it's not the same tribu. I don't know what to say in English. But I guess it's amazing because like Andrea said, I could learn about things new. For example, here in Talk and Talk, it's the only a place I couldn't practice English because my friend don't have interest in and learn about another language. Not English, but my friend start to learn German, and I don't speak German, and another is Italian, so it's very different. And here I could talk in English, but with my friend it's impossible because for my principal friends it exists the groups, secondary groups, and the main group, the principal group, and my friends hate English. They hate English, and it's so sad because sometimes I need to practice. And then when I start to talk in English for fun, and they said, "Oh, Camila, no, stop! I hate English," something like that. And I guess in this case, I need to practice here because my friends hate English or not talking English. I guess that's it for me, girls. Because it's important to have this different group because you could learn more things new. For example, some groups like to talk about politics in the weather. I hate to talk about weather, but I need to know about politics because I don't like to read news because I feel like sad when I start to read a lot of news. You know, I try to read something sometimes about technology, but when I try to read about politics, I feel sad, feel strange. Uh, the principal thing I feel sad when I start to read it about USA and about Trump, these things, and the way it's happened, things about immigrants in United States. I feel very sad because it's so insane the way Trump trade these guys. I guess that's it for me, girls. Andrea, can you choose another one?
Yes, let's go to the question number 5. I think it's a good one. Have you ever had a conversation that changed your perspective? Yes, a lot, you know. Even here on Talk and Talk, I believe we have this kind of conversation that it's really possible to change our perspective all the time. And because of this, I really love this environment, you know, because sometimes I don't have the opportunity to talk with my friends or my family about some topics that we have here. So we are all the time changing something, changing our perspective. And I believe that it's something that makes the communication, I don't know, interesting, you know. When, okay, you don't agree with the person, you have an idea, and then when you listen in the other, it's possible for you to change. Oh no, maybe I have never thought about that in this way, you know. So it's really good when you realize that you are having a conversation that make you change your perspective, change your mind. So that's it.
Thank you, Andrea. And for you, Camila?
I guess I totally agree with Andrea. Here it's like a place when people just say we are here to practice English, but in my opinion, it's so sometimes the opposite. We are here discussing about life and other things that we don't have the opportunity to discuss in Portuguese. And I remember last year, sometimes I had an immersion that I was not so good at the beginning. And then in the end, I was like, oh my gosh, thanks goodness I was here. I was present in this conversation. Or maybe you watched the video before the immersion, then you felt like, this can change my moods, for example, or you are here discussing about specific topic and then someone shared a good example about life and then you feel like, oh my gosh, I cannot complain because here it's like I don't know, guys, it's like a scientific I don't know how to say that in English, estudo científico, something like this, because we are here having conversation with different people, but the idea, the principal idea is just about English, but we can discuss about everything. Oh, sorry, can you hear me? Yeah. Oh, nice. Sorry. We can discuss about everything that you we want, and then I always loved surprise about the topic, and then sometimes I feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I have the words to express about these topics, but I think here we can learn about life, learn how to listen the others and maybe change our mood and think about our perspectives or about our lives or about our choice. So here it happens every day with me. I don't know if it has the same with you girls, but all the time I can share for sure about last year. Every immersion that I was, I felt like, oh my gosh, I was lazy at the beginning. Then I ended the immersion really surprised because it was like a good conversation. So I think it's important to have this one.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And for you, Isabel?
I think for me it's the same. Like sometimes I have a deep conversation with someone that are near from me when I ask for opinion. That happened, of course. But in Talk and Talk, I think it's a good example. And I agree with the girls actually. I have to admit that usually I don't see the planner, and sometimes I get a surprise about the topic. But happen more than one time, like a lot if I can count, that the topic about the immersion is something that I was like thinking too much, or I am sad about, or even with doubt. And then we had the opportunity to discuss that. So I think it's amazing. And what Camila said about her different opinions, I think it's very, very good. And it's very interesting because we like start a conversation with people that like not near from us, but we ended like with a really good conversation, and we felt like we are near each other, and we have a good discuss about different topics. I think it's a good example and very, very interesting actually, because I really didn't have the idea that it can be possible in a English immersion, that the goal is practicing English, but then you have different and good things to enjoy as well. Very, very interesting.
Yes, I would totally agree. And I guess here in Talk and Talk, I have many conversations like that. And I guess it's so amazing because, for example, I guess last week I participated of Andrei Messer, I guess, with another two girls. And that was so amazing that the conversation, I guess it was about future. I guess you're imagining, Andrea.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
and it was so amazing because it's two different girl with me, and then you talk, and then you have the same thing, but in different way of position. And the main point was about have a future healthy. So our life more healthy and this type of thing. And I guess was amazing because these people I never could meet in outside here. And another people live in another country, for example, here in Talk too. And I could talk about my curiosity because I think about to move abroad in some years, very soon. I hope so. And I guess it's great because here we could view the view opportunity like here in talking. Many people study abroad. So I have curiosity about that, and always when I talk with another person here about this, I try to discover things, and I guess this is amazing because we have I feel like open some windows in my mind about opportunities. The language could be uh, help us in this journey. And I guess it's amazing this type of things happening here. But about perspective in the real world with the social people, I guess I don't have more this type of conversation after the pandemic because now I guess the conversation with people I don't know, it's more soft and very superficial things, you know. I guess people don't have more interest in and know about the another people. It's sad, and I don't say all people don't have interest in, but I feel like it's this for now. The moments I socialize with deep strangers was this happening a lot. And so I guess for me that's it. I guess talk it's like Marvel verse. It's a universe here, and I guess we couldn't discover things and people new here. I guess it's great. Now, Isabel, can you choose another one? We have time.
Maybe number 6 is interesting, or a little bit related with another topics that we told. Do you think listening is more important than speaking? Why or why not? Yes, I think listening is more important than speaking. Why? Well, to answer that is a little bit difficult, but I just know that it's more important. Maybe to understand the other's perspective, and when you speak, sometimes you don't reflect too much about the topic. I believe actually is in my case because I started to say blah 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 blah, and I don't realize actually and stop to think what I'm actually saying. And I think when you're listening, it's a situation that you can receive the information, observe that, and try to build your own perspective about the topic. Like with silence, I think it's better to build that, to improve yourself. I mean silence in yourself because you are of course listening to something, but in the middle I think you can have this time to understand and improve yourself with the things that you are listening. I think it's more important to speak, but I don't know to answer well this question.
No problem, Isabel. And for you, Andrea.
I think you did great, Isabel. I totally agree with you because for me it's really important to listening because when you are listening, I don't know, it's difficult to explain why it's the most important. Maybe because when you are listening, as I said before, it's an opportunity that you have change your perspective about something that it's being discussed, and at the same time you learn, something new. I don't know, guys. We are always learning something, in my opinion. And if you are a person that just talk, maybe people will listen to you or not. I don't know, or pretend to listen to you, and you put information for the others, but you just say the information that you have. You'll not gain the information. You'll not I don't know how to explain that in English. Yeah, you will not gain the knowledge, just talking and talking and talk. So for me, it's really important to have a time and to listening, but it's an activity listening, not just be here. Okay, I am participating in the immersion, but am I really listening Camila, Isabel, and Camila Ribeiro? So we need to have this it in mind. We need to listening, but deeply, So yeah, I don't know if you understand what I want to say, guys. Sorry.
Yes, I totally understand. And I really agree with you because here in Talk and Talk, I guess it's a great opportunity to do that because when you become host, we needed to listen all the time because sometimes some people could be missing something and we could help to this because sometimes the people forgot the question. I am this type of people in the another dimension, forgot the question because sometimes you have five people in the immersion, and sometimes I forgot the question when I start to answer. And I guess it's important this, and sometimes something that people said beat you, no, beat, told you, and I guess it's important to listen. And I guess this helping a lot me because I guess I suffer with something. I have a very sensible focus sometimes, and I distraction. It's more harder for me sometimes, And then people start to talk, and I saw birds, and I don't listen more the person. So this happened a lot with me. And I guess the active listen is so important for me right now. And I guess here in Talk, I could improve that because, like I said, sometimes I lost this. And for
And
you, Camila.
just to add
Go
something,
ahead, go
Camila,
ahead, go
related
ahead.
to this question, because just come to my mind now. And I believe, for example, guys, when we are practicing the empathy as well when we listen in the others, because sometimes we think, oh, we live in a fairy tale world, really different than the others. And when we listen in someone that it's passing for a situation that it's really difficult or different than it's an opportunity that you have to put yourself in the another shoes, So it's a way to practice the empathy as well. Just that. Thank you.
Yes, Andrea, I remember another things about that. I guess here in Talk and Talk, I feel happy when I saw the progress of people with English basic, and
Mhm.
some weeks or months ago, the people have more comfortable with the English and not say more words in Portuguese. And I guess it's so great. And sometimes I feel happy for the winner of the another person. I guess
Yeah.
this it's a great example of empathy here with development here, I guess. And for you, Camila.
Oh my gosh, I have so much to say, but I will try to put in words. I guess, for example, about the environment here in the platform, we know how hard it is to learn another language, and I guess because of this, we want to help each other, and about the judgment or about the support. We always try to do it, and maybe we share some. Oh, tell me what are you doing for study? Give me some tips. So this happens a lot here, and I think it's common because we know or we share the same difficulty about learning another language. And we have this feeling about the improvement because we want to see the others better. It's like not a challenge. And then this can be related to the question, because if you put yourself in a place that you are a learner, and then you can listen to the others, because you don't know. I don't know about Isabel life, about, I don't know, childhood. And then when you realize that you can learn from the others, I always said in my immersion, learning from the others way to speak. And then this is not about only English, I guess, because I'm not a person who used to listen a lot. I always used to talk a lot about my life and about everything. But if you do it, you put yourself in a place that you know everything, and you don't open space to learn. And then I changed it here a lot, this, because if you sit and just listen, you for sure can learn something new. And it happens every day here, because sometimes we judge, oh, this person, it's basic, I don't know, I am a little better, but maybe the person can share with you a good story about life, and then you feel like, oh my gosh. And then I guess this make the immersion worth, so this is the importance, in my opinion, about listening.
Thank you, Camila. I guess we become a market of talk and talk today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Promotions this immersion, but it's true. Very helpful for me and my journey of learning English. Andrea, you have time for the last one. Can you choose?
Let me see, guys. Let's go to the question number 7. How do you keep a conversation going when it starts to get awkward? It's really difficult sometimes, right? But I am a person that likes to talk about the weather, or I don't know, try to break the ice in that moment. Oh, say something silly, that makes people laugh. Um, because what we need to do in this kind of situation, if you are not so close to the person, can be really hard, So talking about random things can help in this case, But uh, uh, if you are close to the person, I don't believe that it can be a problem, because let's change the subject because this subject it's not working. So let's try to talking about other things. So if you are close to the person, but if it's not, I don't know, try to say handle things. I think can help.
Oh, my computer freezes. And for you, Camila,
I always speak about the weather, or I don't know, movies, or I don't know, random situation about, I don't know, holiday. We have holiday, I guess, this week, right? So we can speak about holiday and food. And then I go with these superficial questions and topics just to keep the conversation going until we can find a good topic to discuss. So we start like silly things and laughing a little bit, and then you can discover a little bit about the other person and maybe good for another topic. So I believe on the weather topics always, Camille. I know that you hate, but
I guess I hate because that I don't have a weather here. It's hot all the time. Now I feel a little bit cold, but it's about in at the night, in the morning it's hot again. And for you, Isabel.
Yeah, I think it's the same. I try to have a conversation with simple topics that are um, very usual for anyone. But sometimes I don't keep the conversation. I think, for example, when I have to say hello to someone, because I have to be kind. In this moment, I just say hello and I say, "Oh, how are you doing?" Blah blah blah. But for trying to don't how can I say that? To don't keep the conversation going down. I try to ask about the work and blah blah, and I try to don't have a silence time. Like when I am when I am seeing that we have this time, I just cut the conversation and just said, "Oh, nice to see you. Thank you. Bye bye." And something like that, because my goal is don't have this silence time, so I try to say something, or if the person are don't say anything, because I try to ask a lot of things and then listen for them. But the only thing that I'm trying to do is don't have the silence silence time.
I suffer a lot with that, with this silence. I guess it's so, I feel so embarrassed with this silence. And I don't know, girls, I don't talk about weather, but I try to talk about general things, most part of the world. Sometimes when I know the people watch something, I watch and I try to talk about that, because when I start to talk about something I watch, I could talk about this all for hours. But I guess it's hard when happening like Isabel said. I feel very, I don't know. I feel like I need to run in this situation and go out. But I said, okay, I need to go. I need to solve something. Great to see you and go out. It's the same for me. But it's hard when you try to talk with the person, you say some question and the people know the answer. For example, here sometimes happening this in some immersion, you have try to talk. Sometimes one on one, this happening. It's hard because this happening, for example, you have a immersion and the people talk. Say the question and answer quickly, and then you answer and try to say another question for try to spend the time and then try to
Or when you finish
conversation.
the questions and then try to find some other topic to talk about.
Yes, yes. It's happening in the Sunday with Camila. I don't know about the dam because I never donate blood because I couldn't. And then we started to talk about the Last of Us, and it was great because we spent the time. But sometimes here this don't happen because the
Yeah.
people, it's very short the question, when I will stay with only people, the one-on-one sometimes don't happen. I don't know it's happening with you here, but it's happening with me sometimes. And then I have some I feel nervous because I couldn't end the immersion, but I need to try to force to talk. I guess that's it. Girls, you don't have no time. I know that I know now because we have 2 minutes. But I have time to know where the immersion for you like or not, and I you first. Thank you
Yes, for
for
sure.
coming again.
Really good conversation. Thank you for bringing this topic, Camila. I love it.
Thank you. And you, Camila, thank you for coming.
I love it. It's always good to have this kind of conversation about what makes a conversation good. So I love it. It was awesome.
And you, Isabel, thank you for coming again. It's amazing when you come, girls. Thank you. It's always great conversation with you.
Yeah,
All
for
you.
me it's the same. I really appreciate the conversation, and I always like to have a conversation with you girls, and the topic was amazing as well.
Thank you, girls. Have a great night and see you in the next